All right, give you guys a heads up on your M5. Right now what we did is I believe we already scraped the headstock to the bedways, and by doing so we put a test bar in here and we see exactly where we're at, so we're perfectly true to the bedways that's required when you do the headstock alignments. And then what he's also doing, I had another tech do, is start fitting the tailstock to the headstock. Now, like I said in another video, the tailstock quill, you're good. There's no lift or anything like that. So we didn't have to do anything extra, so you could get rid of that line item out of the quote. He says everything checked out good. But what he's doing is he's taking a coax indicator. He's got a plate here, and we're rotating it around and just making sure that we're perfectly zero and centered to the tailstock. So for height, we use a coax indicator to measure the top and bottom to make sure where our height's at. And then also, you know, left and right, you got adjustments inside the actual housing itself where you could push this thing and pull it. But the other thing that we do too is we extend the quill out and we indicate the top of it to make sure it's 0, 0. So then that way when the quill ejects out, you want to make sure that you're coming out straight towards the spindle. You don't want it to come out and veer left, right, or whatever the case is. So that's what we're going about doing. So it's a little bit tedious. You kind of go back and forth in the sense of checking it over the top and then also checking with the coax just to make sure that you're trued up in and out. So that's the process we're on right now. Once he's finished up with this, he is going to double check the headstock again, make sure that's all checked out, and then we're going to be going back to the x-axis and we're going to be fitting that. So we already fitted this slide to the x-axis because we were able to grind it, fit it, and then we also did the gib already. What we did is I believe we Moglice the back of it, so that way we didn't have to buy a new gib, save you guys some money, and that Moglice works perfect. We use it a ton of times. The one thing we have to do is we have to put the turrets up here, figure out where our center line is, and then we're going to have to grind and machine depending on how much product we have to take off. Typically we grind it, and then we'll put Turcite in between these way surfaces so then we could refit it on there. We're probably about 2 weeks, a week out before we could even touch that for the most part. But everything is coming along very well. We do have problems with ball screws, which we're going to make a phone call to you tomorrow regarding that, just to tell you where we're at and options that we have in place. I do work with a company called Robert's Ball Screw. Joe over there is helping us out with that as well. But because your ball screw has a lot of pitting on it and he doesn't feel confident in giving a 2-year warranty, you know, we're trying to work out different options to see what we could do to make sure that, you know, we rebuild it, or we have to replace it new, or if we get lucky, we could buy another machine, or if you have another machine, and we can rebuild that ball screw. So we're just waiting out some options. I will call you tomorrow with an update of what I think we should do, what we could do, what's possible, what's on the gray area. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is where we're at with the machine. I just want to show you really, you know, it's in process. We're working on it, trying to stay ahead of it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you walk back here, we already got the motor up on here. Everything checked out good on the motor. And we put some stuff together on the back half of this thing. And we do have a lot of stuff cleaned over here, but not yet finished. So we're making way as we go. You can see here we had our level, but what we did is we had to rescrape our level in just to make sure it sits perfectly flat on your machine so there's no air at any case. So, but yeah, if you have any questions, please give me a call and we'll be able to answer it. But expect a phone call from me tomorrow with a couple different plans for that Z-axis ball screw. Thank you.